Hey, I'm Angus from Dope Lemon, and I'm here chatting with Milky. I feel like each album is a chapter, an insight into where you are in your life, and I guess your social commentary and observations of what's happening in your surroundings and what you're going through. But yeah, I don't know. This record put a lot into. It's something that each record always feels like the best one. I guess we're all biased like that as artists, but yeah, I love this one. I'm super proud of it. I guess it's talking about our finality and mortality and what it means when we get to the end of what this is. And I sort of liked playing with the idea of what it is that'll take you there, who it is that'll take you there, you'll take with you, what you'll leave behind, whether you start anew or not. For me, I played with the idea of the golden wolf being my spirit animal that would lead me into the next one. And yeah, I had fun doing that. I mean, I'm always unpacking it every day. And I think we're, as a collective, trying to put your finger on it is it's forever, what that is forever moving for everyone. And I don't know, for me personally, music is a way to be able to tell myself things I wouldn't necessarily be able to without it. It's almost it has this therapeutic value that, I don't know, I'm really, really feel blessed to be a part of this art form and to have people that gather around as a community around dope. And yeah, it's been cool. I find if you listen out, the song for me personally will generally guide me for what the story will be. I don't know, I like to walk in without having too much of a plan and letting it unfold naturally, and this is one of those records. When we first started Dope, we were kicking around in this little shack on the beach and drinking beers and staying up, and there was this old honky piano my friend Elliot was playing, and he was kind of the Buena Vista Social Club. He was sort of in this bubble of that kind of style, and this song called The Way You Do popped up, and it was just a really fun creation, and I feel like it stamped a cool time for us as Dope. And yeah, I'd recommend that if you haven't heard any of the music yet. It's Golden Wolf as a song. I had this really special moment when we were recording it, and I'm sure you've experienced it also. One of those afternoons where the afternoon light's coming in and time slows down and you see those little particles slowly falling. And when we were recording that song, it was just one of those really magic afternoons, and all the vocals, they were just really sugary, and it was a really cool moment. So yeah, it'd be that one. I had a friend listen to this record recently, this new one, and he said it gave him a Severance sort of energy towards the end. And I guess in a way it's cool to think of it like that. When you step in the studio, or when you're creating in general, you're stepping into an elevator to this sort of some subconscious level to be able to go to those places. And I don't know, I guess that's the reference I could give. For me, Dope is it's really cool. It's this community. I go online, I see from tattoo artists to people exploring poetry to painting, and it's sort of surrounding this dope bubble. It makes me inspired again to want to keep creating what this is and keep the community thriving. Off to Alabama next week, which should be fun. I think we're going to go do some fishing, but I don't know. Just traveling the world with Dope is the next step. Every show, every different territory has a different energy, and traveling around Oz again is going to be epic with Dope. It feels exciting and a new step deeper into the Dope universe. For me personally, it's really cool when I mean, a roundabout way to answer your question. Sometimes I'll get stopped in the street by a complete stranger and they'll treat me like family, or a close friend, be talking about how a song has affected them at a certain time of their life, whether it's through love or loss or just the first time they heard it and something magical happened or otherwise. It's almost you're living a parallel life with people that you've put the music out and you hand it over to the world, and then when someone bumps into you like this and shares a really magical story, I don't know, for me that is the sort of the epitome of what it's all about, and warms my heart. You know, that thing, if it strikes you at a certain time and you have a connection with someone when you're listening to the music, hanging on the couch, tripping on mushies, or, you know, ripping a billy, or just, you know, in general, putting it on, the vinyl on and cooking some brekkie, and I don't know, to be a part of people's lives like that in that sort of parallel universe is, I feel super blessed and stoked to be given back like that, I guess. My dad was a wedding singer, so we grew up with, you know, all the greats, Neil Young, Dylan. A more modern version of that would be just crew that ask us to get up and play a song with them, Jura and Posty, and I'm always so proud of that crew because they're heavy in the game, and yeah, it's nice to connect. We've been lucky enough to we're on the road with Fleetwood, got to hang out with Stevie, and she spins a good chat, but I don't know, maybe with Stevie, that'd be a cool little joy. I mean, this is a pretty left of field one, and probably a lot of people wouldn't know it, but there's an album by an American folk singer called Willie Mason, called Where the Humans Eat. I'm a big fan of the Coen brothers, and David Lynch, Wes Anderson. I guess if I could be involved in the Coen brothers made a film called True Grit. That'd be cool to go back in time and score that for sure. When I'm performing, I'm really trying to drop into that feeling that I had when I first wrote the song, but also allowing it to change, because the meaning of something when you first started won't necessarily be how you're feeling in the present, and I think just being present in that and allowing it to grow, and I think that's what life's all about. That's what we love. Probably say Hannah Montana. She's kind of dope. First song was probably a Dylan track called The Man in Me. First concert I ever went to, my mum took me to the Rolling Stones, and that was here in Sydney, at one of these stadiums. You know, we were in the nosebleeds, but it was epic, you know. Those guys have lived a life, and it was a cool way to pop the cherry. I saw the Dandy Warhols up in Brisbane, and I had a real sort of silky hair, and it was cool. Like, those guys, I think they've lived a life, and you can feel it through the music. I'd be Sporty Spice for sure. We got flown to Egypt recently, and we played on the Dead Sea, and it was crazy, like machine guns and watermelons. Like being there was. We went to Saudi Arabia recently. That was really crazy in a really cool way. It's like walking on Mars. Got to visit these tombs, and I think not far from now, all that will be put in a glass box and you won't be able to touch it. Those experiences. So I feel like we've been lucky enough to live that. Maybe Hannah Montana playing Golden Wolf. I think Austin Posties. I like watching him move through all the different categories of music, and he's just such a gent. I think he's had a pretty big impact, and he's a cool dude. Don't Look Back. I really liked, there was a book called Marching Powder. Guy called Dusty gets locked up in Peru, and it's about the inner workings of the prison system there. And he's got a little pet cat. And yeah, I don't know, that was a cool one. Maybe The Man in Me by Dylan. We grew up falling asleep under wedding tables. Dad was a wedding singer. And I think just being amongst all that, that joy and celebration of love and life, I think it sunk in at an early age, and it's possibly around then.